You have been told that your worth is going to increase the more you achieve. But the fact is that your worth is actually your birthright. And it is actually something that is fixed. There's many things that are not fixed. In fact, most things are flexible, are kind of receptive to shift and flow and change. And I think that having a perspective upon everything that you are going through and growing through in that way, that everything is in fact shifting and is changing and is flowing, I think that is really helpful. That is a part of the Bloom Beyond paradigm, right? But your worth is not changing. It is not fluctuating. It is not going up and down. You might perceive that it is, but it's not. Your worth is not to be intertwined with your sense of self and your identity and your achievements. It is separate from it. Make sense? This shift in awareness, this return to truth, this return to knowing that you are worthy regardless and no matter what, and this awareness that your performance is not to be intertwined with your sense of self, it allows you to kind of lower your shoulders a bit and kind of go more with the flow. It allows you to respond rather than react, and to allow for creativity and contribution to come in its own time. There's this book called Flow, which literally talks about this, that talks about flow actually being a concept. And what happens is that when you have perfectionism, you're more likely to experience stress, anxiety, and or disempowering emotions that might actually shut down your creativity, shut down your performance, and even shut down your sense of achieving. And so one actual reason why a lot of high performers with perfectionism come to Bloom Beyond to actually overcome perfectionism is because they see not only that the perfectionism is inhibiting their performance and kind of achievement and their sense of contribution and creativity, but they also recognize that in and of itself is intertwined with their worth. They begin to see that their achievement, for some reason, begins to define them, or they feel like what they do or don't do define them, define their worth. But I'm here to remind you that it's not. It's not. It's not meant to define you. So how do we come to this awareness? You come to this awareness through practicing letting go and facing the resistance of not doing anything. So you want to become aware of your inner dialogue when you're not doing something that you perceive to be productive or that you perceive to be something that brings you achievement. You want to bring a sense of awareness to that. See? Bring a sense of awareness to how you speak about yourself and how you go about achieving in the first place. Do you go about achieving something from a place of I need to achieve in order to feel or be X, Y, and Z, or in order for someone to perceive me to be X, Y, and Z? Or do you simply set out not to achieve, but to be a vessel of creation, to be a vessel of source energy flowing through you, to express simply because that is exactly what you feel compelled to do, without attachment to the outcome, without attachment to what anyone thinks, without attachment to what you think. It's a sense of conscious creativity. It's a sense of conscious achieving. Because it's not like, you bloom beyond perfectionism and then suddenly you're not achieving anything anymore because you're just zen. No, that's not what this is about. It's about shifting your relationship to achieving, shifting your relationship to the way that you perceive achieving, and shifting your motivation behind achieving. The motivation drastically shifts from what will other people think and what will I think about myself and what will I get out of achieving to I already am enough. I already have enough, and I get to contribute and create and achieve from this place of wholeness, this place of knowing that I am worthy. I am indeed worth something which is permanent. It's unshakable. It's something that is not ever going to change. I'm just as worthy now as I will be in the future as I was in the past. Because time is an illusion too, right? Time is an illusion too. So it's being able to recognize that your worth is your birthright, and that achieving is merely a byproduct of you seeing your light and contributing from that place of light instead of from a place of fear of failure, fear of not being enough, fear of being expansive, empowered. So I would like to ask you, what does achievement mean to you? What would you like to define achievement to be from now moving onwards? You see, if you don't look at the way that you have thought about things, like achievement, if you don't dare to look into the beliefs behind those words, like achievement, you're going to perpetuate the same way of thinking, being, and behaving over and over and over again. See, until you might either hit burnout or hit a wall, or until you realize that it didn't bring the fruits that you thought that you would get from doing so, from putting in a lot of hours into achieving, right? Achieving doesn't necessarily have to go hand in hand with how many hours you put into it. It's who you become in the process, who you activate within you in the process. It's not that you become something else, it's just that you activate more of you when you realize that your achievement is not intertwined with your worth. You'll actually find that you achieve more in the long term, sustainably, when you allow yourself to pace your rhythm. Go with the flow. Grow with the flow. That is indeed beautiful. Then what happens is that achievement might not even be on your mind anymore. It will just be a byproduct of you living in alignment living in alignment with your values, contributing, creating. And so the focus shifts. It shifts from achievement or achieving to how might I just be and allow creativity and contribution to flow through me. Allow love to flow through me, through what I do and how I show up. You'll be amazed by how that mere shift in awareness can really shift the trajectory of your life and or business too. And that is exactly what I support you with, what we support you with at Bloom Beyond, being able to actually rewire your subconscious mind and bloom beyond perfectionism. Rewire the subconscious mind regarding different words such as achievement or achieving, so that you can begin to see things differently and act differently, and thus have a different experience in your life, a more fulfilling experience, a brighter, braver, and more balanced experience. Go to bloombeyond.com/apply to join the Bloom Beyond tribe for a free monthly cohort so that you can get chat support and coaching in order to take accountability and, take responsibility for the way that you see achieving an achievement and reframe it in a different way so that you can begin to see that this is not intertwined with your worth. You are worthy. You have been, you are, and you will be. Allow that to sink in. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. And speak out loud. I am worthy, regardless of what I achieve or not achieve. I am worthy. Stay bright, brave, and balanced.